Hey there, folks, and welcome back to another episode of our venture in the visual novel If My Heart Had Wings Flight Diary. In the last episode, we had a case to where, unfortunately, the production that Hotaru had put together was a little too busy, and she did get a little bit discouraged on that, but Aoi was there to help cheer her up and to tell her, hey, look, just keep trying. Nobody's going to get it right all the time on the first try at that. So just keep at it, and eventually you'll definitely come up with something spectacular. So she definitely took his coaching and, of course, his compassion at heart, and, of course, tried again, to which in the last episode, just before we ended, there was that one statement, here we are. So let's find out where or what it is that's being displayed, shall we? Let's do it. The promotional material Hotaru showed us was completely different from her previous attempts. It felt a lot more streamlined with enough information, but not too much. I was confident it would make a lasting impression on whoever saw it. She used a lot of vivid colors, especially blue and white. Nice going. So is it all right with everyone if we use this as is? There were no objections. Well, check that out.
Aoi, ありがとね。
All in a day's work. Hotaru did all the work herself. I just gave her some pointers here and there.
ご謙遜。
Yep, we are. I'm not worthy! I'm not worthy! Okay, anyways. Aga gave me a hearty slap on the back. Typical. I could tell she was proud of the way her sister had grown these past few weeks. Of course, I felt the same. But more importantly, Hotaru was the most pleased out of us all. After a while, the meeting broke up and we all headed home. Hotaru and I walked side by side. We weren't holding hands today. We just had our index fingers twined together. Things really turned out great. I guess the next step for you is more flying practice. Plus, we've still got plenty of time until next spring. Think you can handle knocking up a couple of totally new designs during that time? Hotaru's hesitant tone worried me a little. She didn't say anything more on the matter. Eventually, we arrived in front of her house. Sure. I looked around to make sure no one was watching and gave her a kiss on the cheek. Yeah, until tomorrow. We both smiled at each other. This little exchange held more meaning for us than words ever could. And I felt like I knew what was going to happen next. That weekend, it was another perfectly clear day. Leave it to me. Amane had come on a flight, curious about what the new wind turbines looked like from the air. After that, we took flights in the usual order: Kotori, Ageha, the Kazutos. Hotaru stood a little distance away, watching it all with a smile. It wasn't that she wanted to fly, but was too shy to say so. Well, I think. Oh, sorry. I think it wasn't that she didn't want to fly. She was just too shy to say so. Actually, she'd been learning about all the support procedures on the ground we usually left to Aga. From her subtlest movement to the sparkle in her eyes, this was a brand new Hotaru we were seeing. She joined me for the last flight of the day, on the sunset. We had a by-the-book takeoff and shot into the sky just as it was starting to change color. It sure is. No matter how many times I flew, I knew I'd never get bored of the sky. I wanted to take on even higher, more challenging flights from now on.
それでね、青に。
Just a sec. Hey, Agaha, I know the comms are off, but if you're still listening somehow, cut that too.
それはもう大丈夫。
Huh?
盗聴器じゃなく、無線機そのものに仕掛けがしてあった。
Really?
スイッチの配線をいじって、切ってもランプがオフになるだけで、実際にはオフにならないようにしてあったの。
Oh, so she did have you on Vox. Darn, that's clever. Well done figuring it out.
あーちゃんが飛んでる時に受信機調べたの。
While Hotaru wasn't looking, I blinked a couple of times. I was feeling a mix of pride and surprise. I didn't know she had it in her.
それでね、大事な話。この間からずっと考えていたこと。
You're quitting the soaring club, right? I'd had a feeling something like this might be coming. Looks like I'd been right on the mark.
やめるんじゃなくて、幽霊部員にさせてもらえるかなって。
Don't let Akari know about that.
部員の数は多い方がいいもんね。
That's true enough. Tobioka's face drifted into my mind. So what does a ghost member do exactly? I didn't have to ask why she wanted to stop. Have you found something you really want to do instead? And what is that? I couldn't see her nod, but I could still tell she was. So what exactly does she want to do? The next day. Hotaru called me to come meet her on the Wait, what? Okay, English preparation time. English education time. Now that I know what the heck that word is. Hotaru called me to come meet her on the promenade. We stood facing each other. There was a cool breeze. On days like this, you could really feel the approach of fall in the air.
青兄も空もグライダーもソアリング部もみんなも好き。でもそれはそれで、それとは別に私自身でしたいことあるの。
I'm glad you found something.
でも本当は前からあった。自分に正直になることにしたの。そしてずうずうしくなることにした。今度は切り捨てない。両方とももらう。
Cool, that's great. So, what is it you want to do?
これ
Hotaru pointed to the trusty bicycle she'd ridden here on. Bikes? You want to get into competitive cycling?
違う。サイクリング部に入るの。昨日会った人同士で湖とか海とか他の町とかあちこちのんびり走り回るの。
Oh, cool. So, what made you want to join them now?
昔から自転車で走るの好きだったの。青兄が乗ってるの見てかっこいいなって思って乗れるように頑張って。青兄みたいにひたすら速く他の人と争ってっていうのは無理だけど、自転車で走ることは大好きで、自分の足であちこち行けるのもいいなって。青兄に悪いかなって言い出せなかった。
You didn't need to do that. I gave her a light thump.
はい。
But thanks anyway. I know that shows you cared about me, even to the point of holding back like that. I'm happy you feel confident enough to do what you want to do now, though.
ありがとう。私もこれで本当に堂々と青兄のこと彼氏だってみんなに言える。今度サイクリング部のみんなに紹介するね。
Right on.
できればたまに一緒に来てくれると嬉しいな。
Sure. It's like the same deal as you still showing up for a flight now and then as a ghost member, right? Hotaru nodded confidently. Seeing her like this was just dazzling. The old Hotaru, the shy little girl who I thought of as a sister, was gone. She'd grown into a fine young woman who I considered my total equal. She wouldn't be trailing along hiding behind me anymore. From now on, we'd walk side by side.
戻ってきた時、あーちゃんのこと最初わからなかったんだって聞いたよ。その時あーちゃん自慢したんだってね。どうだ、いい女になっただろうって。
Sounds familiar, yeah.
だから私も自慢する。どうだ、いい女だろう。惚れ直したか、青兄。
Wow. It was sounding real sophisticated until you added the honey bun part. A for effort, though.
ありゃ。
Okay, so is it okay if I try something new too? Aoi, what are you doing? I turned to face Hotaru again. I straightened up into a more formal posture. Miss Hotaru Himegi, will you go out with me? I want to build a whole new relationship with you. Okay. Hotaru looked like she was about to reply, but held back for a moment.
水瀬葵先輩、あれを
Huh? Hotaru made a sweeping gesture across the horizon, taking in the evening sky, the lake, and the calmly spinning
風
windmills.
車がとても綺麗ですね。また夜お散歩に行きましょう。
My face broke into a smile. I could not keep up all this formality. I threw my arm around Hotaru and pulled her in close. She allowed me to take her weight and put her hand on mine. With the glimmering waters of the lake behind us, we both leaned in for a sweet kiss. Okay, so that is If My Heart Had Wings Flight Diary, the route regarding Hotaru Himegi. So how about that? Well, I thought that was pretty interesting, and I gotta tell you too, I actually do have a fun time riding bicycles. I think that's something I really need to get back into because that's something I did in my young years, and it was just fantastic, just riding along. Even if I wasn't doing any sporty or anything like that, but just riding for the love of it. So I'd say if there's something that you really like to do, I'd say try to get back into it, especially with something that you liked since you were a kid and you're able to. Go ahead and get back into it. Especially with riding bikes, it's actually quite healthy. Get you a little cardio going, you know? But with that, we're going to wrap this up here. So I would say thank you so much, everyone, for watching this video. If you like what you saw, maybe consider leaving a like. And if you'd like to see more, if you haven't already, maybe consider subscribing. The novel is not over yet, so look forward to the next episode with the next chapter in this visual novel. Until next time, happy mixing, everyone.